And this time I've got a different phone. Now I don't know whether this is going to work out well or not. But all we can do is try, right? Now I'm just going to try the zoom, see how far we can go. That's it. That's as far as we can go. And this is all the way out. Okay, so that's all the way out. I'm going to go in. Going about there, so probably a... Okay, not sure what happened. Where's the camera on this thing? Right, so the camera is a little bit different on this phone. It's way over to the far left of the phone, and this phone's a bit longer. So I just need to adjust my stand a little bit to go in angle. Would you say that's better quality, guys, or not? Put it back a little bit there, so I've got a bit of point of reference as well to the window sill. Let's move over a good piece. And just up a bit because I don't want to film that window there too much. Right, okay. I'll just... Window's open as far as it'll go. Still. Trial and error. Trial and error. What do we think, guys? Is this better quality than the one I had out before? Let me know, guys. What's the camera quality like? Just testing my volume against the TV. Oh, I see Robert's posted, even though he's in Mexico. He has posted a video, which is good. It does, yeah? Okay, good. Just checking over the last feed there. 47:28. back up with that angle grinder again, isn't he? Oh, what's that noise they got going on out there now? Just messing with the radio detector. I'm just going to try and get it to just readjusting to make sure it's pointing in the right direction at least. To which it is. To which it is. Awesome, awesome. It's a slightly up to date phone, but it's just got a cracked screen, so I don't use it. But it's got a better camera for sure. Now I know that the picture quality is always important, but some phones do not pick up these UAP as well as others. So it'll be interesting. This one, oh Christ, I can't remember what this one is. It's a Motorola of all things. Can't remember what model. I'd have to double check. Sorry, mate. What's unusual? Oh, Motorola, yeah, yeah. It's a bit unusual. It's not my go-to phone at all. So therefore, I don't use it. It just sits in the drawer, but it does have a better quality camera. Oh, there's a story behind this phone that I might share with you one day. But it's not a purchase phone. Let's just say that. I wouldn't go out of my way to buy a Motorola. I've always been Samsung, to be honest with you. But yeah. It doesn't seem too bad, eh? Oh, we had an object zip past then. That seemed pretty fast to me. was felt like it was quite a distance away, that one. Sort of last house going over to the last trees. Yeah, the other one's blinking. Was blinking in and out of focus quite a bit. So hopefully this will be a bit more steady. But my only concern is this one's got an O2 SIM in it, and the O2 network here is crap. But as long as the live stream is working fine and you can hear me fine, then it's going to be an improvement. And on that note, I better make sure that I've got a charging lead ready for this phone. In fact, I'll just plug her in now so that I ain't got to worry about it. Done. Hey, what's that racket out there though? What's going on out there? It's not, maybe some work going on around the corner there. Hopefully they don't last. They don't last long. I'm a bit annoyed that I'm getting the windowsill and the window in here. Just going to zoom in a little bit more. Funnily enough, Gordon, this is like a brick as well. This thing is huge. As part of the reason why it's got a smash screen is because it's you put it in a jacket pocket and the thing is too deep for the pocket, so it just fell out and that's what happened. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like it's just a huge phone, and I'm not really a big fan of these massive phones, and this is one of them. Yeah, I'm surprised it even fits in the stand that we've got for it here, but it does. All right, I've already got a list of all the radio frequencies and all the gigahertz that goes. It's about 9. There's 9 different ones, right? 9 different bands. Let's have a look. Oh, cool. Let's have a look then. Where did you send? Where did you send? Oh, okay. Where did you send the link, buddy? Was it on email, or was it on WhatsApp? Where did you send it, mate? Yeah, all good, man. All good. This is why this subject should be open source, because there's always someone that knows something about something, right? There's always someone that knows a little bit more. And I'll be honest, I'm not a scientist. I just got a critical thinking mind, but I haven't studied a lot in terms of physics. You know, anything that would have anything to do with this topic. Um, that's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. And this particular topic is about helping humanity. You know, it's about getting the truth out there so that we can look at for the right answers and develop the right technology to make the world a better place. And of course, we want to know if we're alone, if we're not alone. We know we're not alone, but it'd be nice to interact with these guys, right? To try and figure out who they are, where they're from. I mean, everyone likes, you know, people like people, right? But it's a bit boring, isn't it? Just seeing people every day. Can't we mix it up a little bit? Humans are interesting, but they're a pain in the ass at the same time, don't you think? I've got no idea on physics, mate. You know, I understand gravity, wouldn't know how to measure it. You know, just a simpleton doing this channel. But what's what's funny is that a simpleton can start a YouTube channel, knows what to look for in terms of what UAP look like, and can pretty much judge when an object is coming past and all that stuff. And then you've got scientists, right, like Gerald over in Germany, right? That's a citizen scientist who I've sent evidence to, collaborated with, worked with, given him all the information he could possibly need, and he was still trying to find. And I guess that's how the scientific mind works. Okay, they try and eliminate all possibilities. All right. The problem is they eliminate all possibilities, and then they go, oh, well, actually, because we don't know what that is, we're just going to call it an unknown. Sorry, my phone's ringing. British Gas trying to sell me gas. Unbelievable. Yeah, so when I say I know nothing, I'm like you. I know a little bit about stuff, you know, and I know a little bit about snippets of subjects, but I wouldn't claim to be an expert in anything. I mean, where do we go with the experts, Gordon? Where do we go with them? When a scientist is in complete denial, you know, what do we do then? You know, when we've got scientists that are like, nah, that could be anything. And it's like, yeah, but we're telling you it's not anything. You know, like, there's the radio hit. You know, like I say, they come to the conclusion of, okay, we don't know what this is, we'll just put it down as an unknown and we'll move on. They don't go any further, you know. The ones that have gone further are the ones like Gary Nolan, Avi Loeb, Eric Weinstein. These are the ones that have gone above and beyond and you know, pushed the boat out, so to speak, with science. But most scientists are completely in denial with this topic. Having said that, actual program, an actual project within NASA, where, and I'm not too sure how hard it's worked on, but I know it's in the process, where they are looking to develop cameras to pick up bugs, to see if they can get the detail on these objects, okay, on these bugs. But it's not meant for UFOs. It's meant to pick up insects. But you know, I'm sure that the more they look at it, if they decide to do any research on it, they will find that they're going to pick up UAPs as well, objects that can't be explained. So. I'm not a big fan of this camera. I'm really not. I don't know why. I just feel like it's not going to do the business. I mean, we'll roll with it and see what happens, but I really feel like the other camera is going to pick up these objects better. I mean, looking at it on my screen, the quality does look better, but you see the edges of the buildings, like the first two buildings on the right-hand side there, the edges are a bit rigid. So although the rest looks quite defined, I'm just worried that any small objects that do pass, we're not going to pick up the detail as well as we were on the other camera. Just like a feeling, you know? Oh, does he debunk videos, Gordon? Is he a debunker? Let me know where you're sending stuff to me, Gordon. Are you sending it to me on email? Or on Facebook? There's so many different ways you could be sending me stuff. Let's have a look. Yeah, either WhatsApp or email, mate. Email undercoveretuk@gmail.com. Cheers, buddy. So yeah, I was just explaining to one of the guys in the Facebook group, Darren William Blansford. He posts a lot on there, and we had a guy come into the Facebook group recently, and he was questioning the speed, and he was going on about how 1% of these sightings are real, and he's really on the fence with these bug-like objects and all this stuff. And Darren really didn't know how to defend himself because he's just a normal guy, you know. He's not a scientist. He's really frustrated that this guy was pulling off all these figures and giving it the big one without really knowing, uh, you know, being critical about the research that we've done. So I responded and I said, look, you know, we've got radio hits, that's all you need. And then once you've got the same objects, the same shape, the same size, the same speed, in all these different countries, you know, it becomes really hard to deny, like, that's it, really. So in a nutshell, regarding these objects, all we need is point of reference. And I've already done it on the live feed. We've had objects zipping from behind this tree, which is 260 yards from my window. They've been zipping out into the sky at incredible speeds, and they are the same size objects as the ones we see in Australia, America, all over the world. And I'm no scientist, or I'm no mathematician, so I couldn't tell you exactly what speed that object was going at based on the fact that this camera is caught 260 yards away. But it's much faster than every other object in the sky, you know. A bird wouldn't be able to zip off that fast from that distance away, nor would any bug. We wouldn't even capture a bug. You know, like, you can guarantee it where them trees are, when the sun's out, there'll be bugs all around the top of them trees. But do we see them from here? No, we don't, because they're too small. They're too minute. They won't even be picked up by the camera's lens. But then we obviously, a slightly bigger hockey puck, you know, the size of a football, say, going 2,000 miles an hour. Yeah, we're seeing those objects from that sort of distance. So that's, it's witnessing it for yourself, but a lot of people, it's quite hard to comprehend. So I'm not, do you know what, I'm really not a fan of this camera though. I know it looks better, I just don't think we're going to capture what we're capturing. I mean, it's quiet out there anyway, to be fair. Shall I just give it some more time? I tell you what, I'll give it 20 minutes to 2:30 using the Motorola. And then I'll switch back and we'll see what we can do. On the Motorola, I mean, I've already zoomed in. I'm already zoomed in on the Motorola. That's my maximum zoom there. That's my maximum zoom. So yeah, about 260 yards away, according to Google Map, is where that tree line is from where I am. So yeah, I mean, that's the image we're getting off this phone, you know, based on that sort of distance. Right, be right back. I'm going to make a coffee. Keep my old cockles warm because this window is wide open in this room, so won't be long. back in the room. What have we missed? Okay, let's have a little look. We can do that on the fly. Let's have a look, Nathan. What do we got here? So on the Undercover ET Facebook group, yeah. Oh, here we go, Nathan Livings. Oh, with that white object that zips past the camera, then. The problem is, my man. Here's the thing. So when you, is that yourself in front of the camera? When you approach the camera light goes on, naturally, because you're all lit up there the moment you get close, yeah? There's like a security camera, right? The light goes on the moment motion's detected. So as you pass, a bug, I think it's a bug, goes past the camera, and of course it's lit up because the light's all over it. And that's typically what you would see. That's what a bug would look like on a night camera. It would just look very much a flicker of light, you know. But because it's cold, I'm guessing it's cold where you are, you're not really seeing too many of those at the moment. That's my guess on that one, bud. Is it behind you? I mean, yeah, it does go behind you. Yeah, comes out the other side there. Yeah. But again, the length of that is just because it's going fast. It's not that big, because you're not going to pick up any detail on it as well because it's just too small. That's my take on that. Yeah. It could be a UAP, but because it's blurry, we'll never know, and because bugs look like that as well, it'll always go down as a bug. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of them. You hope it's behind you anyway. Maybe it was a UAP and it went straight through you and came out your cranium, mate. Who knows? You know, these things are just weird. They're really hard to work out as well. No problem, man. I always try and stick to what I know. So hockey pucks, orbs, saucers, anything that looks like a fairy, unfortunately, got to say it. These are the things that I know. Pencil UAP. I mean, those ones are obvious because they're moving. They're captured during the day at 2,000 mile an hour plus. You know. Yeah, CCTV. Typically, you pick up bugs looking like that all the time. But that's not to say that that's 100% a bug. It's just we can't prove that it is and it isn't. You know, it's just not enough. We've got I've got someone coming down next week Wednesday, and he's going to show me some stuff. He's got 3 or 4 cameras on his property, okay, and he's capturing a lot of stuff. You know, he purposely got them to capture these things because he's noticing a lot of stuff, and he's getting these. People call them skyfish. He's getting those, but he's also getting the hockey pucks during the day, and he's getting orbs as well. So there's a lot going on there, guys. And of course, you know, they share the same area of the sky as bugs and birds do. So it's a mixed bag. Just got to try and work it out. Yeah. Well, this chap has apparently got owls, okay? He's got owls going past the camera, but they're not owls. And this is something that he reckons it's going to go viral. And I said to him, look, I said, I've shown so many clips on the channel that should have gone viral, that just hasn't. You know, Nothing we show will go viral because it's shadow banned. Do you know what I mean? They're not going to make something go viral that's shadow banned. Rural Wales. You can't, honestly, Polar, you won't see these things with your eyes. Don't try and look for them. Just record with your phone and then slow down the footage and try and see something. That's the only thing you can do. Looking in the skies is just a waste of time. Our eyes work at 24 frames per second and these things move at 2,000 miles an hour. So we've got no chance, literally none. It's worth asking, Nathan. Yeah, it's worth an ask. But because there's not much of the camera's lens, anything that goes past that lens will look like it's going fast because there's just not much of it, you know. But honestly, like if that it's not fast enough for me. If that object was a UAP, you wouldn't see it. You would just see a flicker. That would be just a flicker. It would be less than nothing. That's when I would start questioning what moves that fast. Yeah. Yeah, it's a Polar. Just record 5-minute intervals, 3 to 5 minutes at a time. Record the skies, go back over it, and look. If you're looking at even your phone, you're looking at the recording on your phone. It might not help. You need to pull that recording up onto a bigger screen, either a tablet or a laptop, or even on your telly, because so much gets missed. It's unbelievable. So when Gavin Young was recording this stuff. He went back through old videos because he was going to bin off, but when he pulled it up on his big screen, half of his videos he ended up sending back to me and going, "Wow, I didn't even know this was there." So yeah, it's smaller objects going too fast for our phones to even pick up. Unless you're zoomed in on the moment, you won't see it on your mobile phone. You have to get onto a bigger screen somehow. Right, guys, what I'm going to do, because I'm really not happy with this camera. It looks like better quality, but for me, it's a bit rigid on the edges, and rigid on the edges never gives good quality when we've got stuff moving far away or fast, at a few hundred yards away from the camera. So I'm going to switch back to the old one. Just because I know it works, and what I'll do is I'll test this one in the background and see if I pick anything up. And I'll analyse it individually, but yeah, for me, I think the old camera works. So guys, if you're going to keep watching, just wait for the next live to come up, and I will do it. Well, I'll do it. I'll set it up right now so that it's instant before I switch this one off. Orientation that way. Blick. Monetization. UFO works with radio detector. Right, guys, I'll end this one and I'll start the new one.